Tucker Carlson said he's not supporting. Can you bring that up?
Change the speed up.
Tucker Carlson said he's not supporting Republicans in the midterms.
Yep. I think he's leaving the Republican Party.
Longtime conservative commentator Tucker Carlson said on a podcast that there's no chance I would support the Republican Party ahead of the November midterm elections. Not going to support the Democratic Party. Carlson was quick to add, I don't know what I'm going to do. Carlson supported Trump in 2024. Did he say why? They're making decisions on the basis of other criteria. What's best for this company? What's best for Israel? Oh, that's right. He said he felt like it was becoming an Israel first party and not America first. That's a big person to not have support from, because he's been a big supporter of the Republican Party for a while. I've been a consistent defender, he says, for 35 years of the Republican Party. I mean, very consistent defender, but there's no defending this, he said. So no, I'm out. What's your response to that?
Well, I know Tucker. He's a very.
I'm glad Theo's getting into this. John is a big Zionist. Like I said, he's on APAC Tracker. You can look him up. And he's got to be friends with Israel person. So do with that what you will. I like his takes on some other things, but can't support that. Above all.
Very, very smart. He's very articulate. He has fallen out with President Trump and with those of us in the Senate who support Israel. He primarily fell out with President Trump over the conflict in Iran. Now, I've been very supportive of the president on the conflict in Iran. I don't want America to be the world's policeman, but I don't want Xi Jinping in China or the Ayatollah in Iran or Vladimir Putin in Russia to be the world's policeman either. And these are hard men. They understand one thing, Theo: strength. If you turn the other cheek to these people, they'll just stab you in the neck. Now,
what proof of that is there?
You just look at their actions. That Iran is the world's foremost exporter of terrorism.
Only if you ignore what the IDF does. If you ignore that and call them the good guys, yeah, then I could see how you think that. But you can't pretend like Israel's not doing terrorism, man. You can't pretend like that. Not anymore, John. That's not the world we live in now.
Putin, who now, of course, runs Russia, it wants to dominate Eastern and Central Europe, which is President Trump has gotten Europe to start spending more money on defense, but we've always had to defend them. I can tell you what President Xi, I've met with President Xi. He is very clear. He thinks that China is ascending. He thinks America's in decline. He thinks while they're building ships and nuclear weapons, he thinks all we do in America is sit around and debate whether a man can breastfeed. And he and Putin and the Ayatollah in Iran are working together. And China's goal is to dominate the Indo-Pacific, to be free to roam in sub-Saharan Africa and South America. He wants to dominate the Arctic. He wants to dominate space.
But has he shown those things?
I want you to notice how John here was saying how all these bad things like men breastfeeding children and things like that. Where would they get those ideas from, John? Do Muslims own a lot of the media? Do they own a lot of like the TV networks and the news networks? Do they own Hollywood? Who puts all those weird, stupid ideas into their head? Is it the Muslims? Because I wasn't aware of that. I really wasn't. I thought it was someone else that I'm not allowed to say on YouTube because I'm on probation.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, China is supporting Iran right now. China is supporting Russia in the war in Ukraine. There's no question. China buys all of Putin's oil. We sanctioned a lot of their oil when Putin invaded Ukraine. So he can't sell it because oil is traded in dollars. He sells it to China. Look, I don't hate anybody, and the Chinese people, to the extent that the Communist Party in China will let you interact with them, are lovely people. But they are determined. They hate America, and deep down, the Iranians are worse. But deep down, they want to kill us and hurt us the entire time we're dying. Now,
have you considered giving them billions of dollars? Because we seem to have done a good job with a certain country in the Middle East by doing that. We give them billions of dollars every year, and they seem to like us. They say they do. I can't really see how they do. Show us that they do, but they keep saying that they do love America. So maybe we just got to give them a lot of money too, and they'll start liking us like that other country that we just force feed money to every year. Let's try it. Let's try it and see.
That's my point of view. Tucker will have a different point of view.
Yeah.
He thinks that we're too close to Israel.
I think a lot of people from people that I see all the time, that's the number one thing that people say. They think we're too close to a country that's created a genocide against Palestine, and then is like in conflict with these other people around them. That it seems like they're just like kind of the bullies of the area. You know, it's like it feels like they're the terrorist organization. That's what it seems like to a lot of people.
A lot of people believe.
Yeah, the whole world, unless you're watching Fox News. Everyone except the people watching Fox News can see that now. Everyone.
That. I'll give you another point of view. The real problem in the Middle East since forever, since God was a baby, the real problem in the Middle East is Iran. And Iran wants to dominate it.
Yeah, don't you watch movies? They're the bad guys in all the movies. So they got to be the bad guys. Like, it's just everywhere. You can see it. But then when you ask for an example, what terrorism are they doing in America? Well, they killed 1,100 people over the years, over like 40 years, and usually people in their country trying to do shit to them. Like, they would count those 13 men. That was people Iran killed. While we were blowing up their all-girls schools. How many people did Israel kill during the USS Liberty attack? How about that? What about some of the other things we can get into with them? But they just ignore it. They just ignore it. They actually let them steal nuclear plans and didn't prosecute. Well, they did prosecute him, but no, they didn't. They didn't. That was Robert Maxwell. But the military secrets when they stole those and sold them to our enemy, it's still our best ally somehow. But when that happened, they were still they held them to account, but not Maxwell for some reason. Don't know why. If you're head of if you're big in Mossad, I guess you don't have rules no more. No rules for you.
And Iran funds Hezbollah and Hamas. Israel is surrounded by people that want to kill them. Syria is different today, but Syria.
Weird that they would pick that spot, huh? Considering it was all the people who were there. They were all like one religion, and then they just plop. Now we own this. And now we're going to complain that everybody around us hates us because we did this. Maybe that's you then. Maybe that's a youth problem and not a me problem. I didn't put you there. Why do we have to pay my tax money every year because you chose a bad spot? Blame your real estate agent, not me.
Hezbollah was in control of Lebanon. Hamas, an arm of Iran, was in control of the Gaza Strip. Hamas attacked Israel, and the Israelis spied back. And they took over the Gaza Strip, and yes, a lot of Palestinians got hurt, and
Not got hurt. I mean, got killed.
Got killed and hurt, and but Hamas would hold the Gazans hostage. They would put them out front.
But how do we even know that? They killed 220
Because we've
something.
seen it.
But they killed 220 something journalists that went there to document what was going on.
There's no question there have been civilian deaths.
They wouldn't let journalists in to even document what was happening
There have been civilian deaths, but it is primarily
But
fault. I'm not saying Israel is blameless. Look, war is ugly,
Yeah, but is this war?
but it is war.
yes, they declared war on a little tiny strip of land. This nuclear power declared war on a little strip of land and destroyed everything on it. Everything on it. Now those people have to be relocated somewhere else. It sounds like he's kind of like standing for ethnic cleansing here. Is that what John is doing here? That's good. You're going to be on the side that's supporting ethnic cleansing. And you still want to be a politician in America. Okay?
You think it's war?
It is war.
They just had an article yesterday that came out from the UN. If you could find that, it was about, they'd done like a deep dive on the killing of children, right? And some of the massacring of children. Israel continues to commit genocide atrocity crimes by deliberately targeting Palestinian children, UN Independent Commission finds. Even after the October 2025 ceasefire, children continue to be killed and seriously injured with continued disregard by Israel for the ceasefire.
Let's see if that influences John to change his vote to send those billions of dollars to him next year. I bet it don't. I bet it don't.
And for the protection, let me see what else here. Here are some findings of the commission. Israel has killed 20,000 children and injured 44,000 more since October 7th, 2023. Let me see. Palestinian children have been arrested and subjected to torture and other severe forms of mistreatment in Israeli prisons. This is all part of, let me see, United Nations.
Well, first, I wouldn't believe it if it came from the UN.
Oh, we didn't get up to the puppy rape. I guess we're going to just ignore that, huh? Okay. All right. Be called PETA for that, I guess.
Oh, really? They're not, do you feel like they're not
No,
liable?
they're not. They're not
sorry,
objective.
reliable.
They're not objective.
Okay.
They're not objective.
Well, that's
number
the thing,
two,
it's tough.
number two, and I know children got killed, and it breaks your heart. Hamas kills children too. So does Hezbollah. So does Iran.
Let's look at the rate here. Let's look at who's killed more. Let's see if that little tiny group in Hamas killed more children than the IDF and the entire nation. It leveled an entire strip of land. Just everything in sight dies, right? We saw videos of it, but he's going to pretend like he doesn't know and just it's just the same fucking game with these people. That's why you got to vote idiots like this out. And I live in Louisiana. He's not in my district, unfortunately. I have Steve Scalise to try and get out of mine.
Do you think the Ayatollah doesn't care about the Iranian people? The Persians are some of the most talented people in history.
Mm-hmm.
When they disagree with the Ayatollah, they hang them. They hang them. And I think, I don't speak for Mr. Carlson, but he says it's not our business. And I guess to some extent he's right, but I'll tell you what is our business.
Then why are you
It's letting
talking?
them get a nuclear weapon. Because if they get a nuclear weapon,
It'll be almost as bad as if that other country that's attacking them gets them. Huh. We didn't do nothing about that, though, huh? That's not a problem for some reason. Iran is because you've declared them the bad guys, and you've declared the other country that stole all this shit to have those nuclear weapons from us, you've declared them our greatest ally. You can't explain why. But that's just the silliness in your head we get to fucking deal with until someone votes you out.
these people are like Charlie Manson. They're crazy. I mean, there's really crazy is rare. These people, though, are with the Iranian leadership, it's commonplace. If they get a nuclear,
I'll refer you to the Samson Directive and the Hannibal Directive. Go look those up if you want to see some truly psychopathic people. Go look that up and then try and reconcile that with what John just told us.
weapon, they will use it. Not just on Israel, but on Europe and on us. And even if they don't, once they get a nuclear weapon, you will have other countries, Japan, South Korea, other countries, Saudi Arabia, get nuclear weapons as well. And the more people that have nuclear weapons, more likely you are to have war.
Well, if you let one country just lie about it, maybe that'll make other countries want to have them too. How about we make them get in the NPT like every other country that has them? How about we do that, John? Instead of just giving them money every year, how about we say no more money until you start acting like everybody else? How about that, John? Why not? Why not? Because your paycheck will stop coming. That's why.
Yeah.
But Tucker would probably have another point of view. But I really like Tucker. I think he's really smart.
Oh yeah, I think Tucker's a neat guy. I mean, from what I know about him, he seems like I believe that he's earnest, like in his search. You know, I believe that he. I don't know. Yeah, my interactions with him have always been good. You know, it's just that when they kill the reporters who are trying to get honest information, they're killing reporters. You
I
know,
don't think,
they had
I don't think
American.
it was intentional, but
They had one that they shot directly in the face, and then at her funeral, they attacked the people who were carrying her. Can you find her name? We just talked about her last night. Sorry to go in all this.
No, it's okay.
But they at her funeral they even attacked the people who were giving her funeral. Shireen Abu Akleh was a prominent Palestinian American journalist who worked as a reporter for 25 years for Al Jazeera before she was killed by Israeli forces while wearing a blue press vest and covering a raid in the Jenin refugee
obviously
camp.
that's terrible.
Yeah.
But here's what you have to understand about the world.
They do this for everyone. He could pull out the video of them shooting the old lady in the head and then shooting their child and then shooting the ambulance driver when they come to try and give them aid. And they'll be like, oh, that's awful. Yeah, let's move on to the next thing and just keep talking about how these Iranians are monsters while we give these monsters money every year and pretend like the other guys are the bad guys who do nothing on American soil. Have they invaded us? Nope. But who has invaded Congress? Who has bribed their way all the way up to the presidency now? Who's done that?
And I don't know why this is. If I make it to heaven, I'm going to ask God. But there's some people out there in the world. They're not sick. They're not mixed up. It's not that their mama and daddy didn't love them enough. They've just got black hearts.
Yeah.
And some of them run country.
And that's why we got killed the children, because they got them black hearts. Does that work? Does that still work? Are there parts of Appalachia where that shit would still fucking fly? They just got black hearts. God bless them.
North Korea, Russia, China.
But what are those
Iran?
countries actively doing right now? Like Bibi Netanyahu and the Israeli government is actively, from a lot of people believe, and I believe a lot of voters believe that they're actively have committed a genocide in Palestine, and then they've gone into Beirut, to Lebanon, to Iran. You don't believe they are?
I don't believe that.
Okay.
I believe that Hamas which is an arm of Iran. Hamas dominated Gaza. Hamas attacked Israel. Hamas was hiding behind the Palestinian civilians.
All of them?
All of them.
Every last one.
if you didn't obey, if the Palestinian civilians didn't obey Hamas, they would kill him. Okay. Hamas was in complete control. Israel attacked. When Israel attacked Hamas, many civilians got killed, and it was regrettable. But what are you going to do? Iran was physically hiding behind them. While that happened, Hezbollah from Lebanon, funded by Iran, attacked Israel. And all Israel has done is fought back.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying
They fought back against that hospital. They just had to blow that hospital up because they were fighting back. Ignore your eyes, everybody, because John's going to spin us a yarn here. He's going to tell us an old folksy tale, but it don't make any fucking sense. Blowing up hospitals filled with people is not defensive. That's offensive.
that in the fog of war, there haven't been innocent people killed. There have been.
Yeah.
And it's terrible. But it's not like Israel is the bad guy and Hamas and Hezbollah and Iran are the good guys, because they're not. And these weakness invites the wolves. I wish it weren't like that. I wish it weren't. I wish you could sit down and reason.
Would y'all have to consider that the most inefficient war ever waged? If every building in an area had to be leveled, wouldn't that make it a really ineffective war? That some incompetent buffoons fought in that war? If you can't get the people before you have to destroy every building, every wall that exists, no more ceilings in Gaza. Wouldn't that make you a really piss poor fucking army? Maybe one we shouldn't intertwine with ours if you have to go to that just to get a couple of Hamas people that are hiding inside. Like, what the fuck kind of logic does this guy have to even pretend like that makes sense?
With them. But it's like talking to Charlie Manson. He was stone cold crazy.
Yeah.
And these people believe if you don't accept their religion, their form of Islam, then you should die.
Fun fact, do y'all know how Charles Manson got so stone cold crazy? The CIA. The CIA made him that way and then leashed him on the public to see what happened. Ted Kaczynski too. Go look into it.
And they think they're on a mission from God. Now, look, I think that Islam is, if you want to be...
Do you think that's true? And you would know, I mean, I don't have
I think
I don't have experience
Islam,
in that.
Hindu, your religion is your business. In America, we have freedom of religion. But if my religion told me that I had to kill a bunch of other human beings to advance my religion's call, if Christianity taught that, I couldn't be a Christian.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be heartbreaking.
Yeah. But they really believe that. And that's...
And how do we know that?
Because they've done it. What they've done...
We know what the religion tells them because they've done it. So a couple of guys did some things, so the whole religion is to blame now, right? And those people who are blowing up the abortion clinics, hey, weren't they a religion too? Can you condemn the entire religion now? Like Christianity is just bad because, a couple of guys went and blew up some abortion clinics. Wouldn't that same logic apply both ways? You can't just blame the entirety of the religion because what? Because we saw it bear out. People some bad shit happened. Yeah, okay. What is it? How does that mean that your other conclusion here is true? Like, how do those two connect?
They did in October. Was it October 7th? They raided, they raped, they cut off Israeli people's heads.
And the IDF has done much, 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 much worse to much, 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 much more people. So how are they still the good guys in John's eye here, right? Oh, they did some bad things to us, so we're going to do 10 times more bad shit back to their innocent people. And now they're the ones we're going to give money to, and the other side, we're not going to give money to. People vote for these idiots. People vote for this.
They kidnapped them. What they've done to American troops in Lebanon, it's widely known. Look at what they did. They started shooting at the Saudis and the UAE. That's not the good people of Iran. That's their leadership. They're religious zealots.
And didn't we take their Ayatollah out?
We took the first one out.
What about the Shah of Iran? How about him too? We've taken out quite a few of their leaders. How many of our leaders have they taken out? None. That's where this gets nuts. They just keep condemning this little country with no real evidence of anything substantial. Nothing that even comes close to the shit we've done, had done to us by that other country over there. Nothing close, not even a little bit. But they refuse to address it because they've already decided bad guys, good guys, because that's the way it was in Rocky. You know, that's the it was that with the Russians before. You know, they just get these things implanted in their head from someplace. I can't put my finger on it, at least not on YouTube. Go to Rumble, I'll tell you.
We've replaced him with his son, but he's in hiding.
Dang, bro. And that's nepotism.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to call that what it is.
Well, nobody really wants to.
Nobody wants the job.
Nobody wants the job, man. Our military is the greatest military in all of human history.
Amen to that, dude.
It's
we're
just extraordinary.
We're so lucky, man. I mean, we're just lucky to be in a place where we can at least like think and try and explore ideas and try and learn. And even if we don't know stuff, you know, we can try our best. But wasn't there some evidence that Hamas was funded by Israel, though? Like it was back channeled through Qatar or something? Can you look that up?
Qatar has funneled money to Hamas before.
They're a middleman.
No, we have. I'll be shocked. I'm a United States
But money
senator.
from Israel.
No,
through,
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I just don't believe that.
Maybe
I know
not,
there's
then.
stories, but I just don't believe that because I've been to Israel. I've talked to the Israeli people. They don't want to be at war. But
then why are they at war with everyone then? It feels like over there.
They're at war with Hezbollah to the north because Hezbollah keeps shooting missiles at them and digging tunnels. And they're terrorists. And they're at war with Hamas because Hamas attacked them.
Yeah.
And until they took out their missiles, kept shooting missiles. And they're at war with Iran because Iran is behind all of it. And I wish we didn't have to do any of this, honest to God. I've talked to President Trump about it. He didn't want to be in conflict with Iran. But we...
Do you have proof that Iran's behind anything happening over there? You don't think maybe the Gazans have a little bit of an issue that you've kind of made them slaves for about 40 years? You don't think they'd have an issue with that? It could just be some people there that have some issues with what you're doing to them. Why does it always have to be Iran? And how do you have any proof that it's from Iran? Like, can you prove it? Or is it just some shit that Israel told you? Because it usually just turns into, yeah, well, Israel told us that, you know, greatest ally and all.
Cannot let them have a nuclear weapon. We cannot. These people are stone cold crazy.
Yeah, I guess it's tough to say. I think when you see like videos and stuff online, it makes you just see like, I don't know, it just makes your heart hurt. Like, there was a report the other day in that UN report that there was like a 14-year-old kid who they shot, and then they just stood around and watched him bleed to death. And when his mother tried to come to him, they just like would shoot at her. And then these soldiers just stood around and watched him bleed to death. And it's just kind of hard.
I know, it all breaks.
Oh, they didn't get the ambulance drivers.
And that's
on that
why
one.
you don't want to have to go to war. But put yourself in the president's shoes. Our intelligence, here's what our intelligence showed. And I've seen it. It's classified, but I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can give you
And you know, if it's in our intelligence, it must be true, right? Right? Because they're so good at everything. They always know. They knew about 9/11 before it happened. So they got really good intelligence, even though they did nothing about it.
general outline. Our intelligence showed that Iran was building up its missile capacity, both ballistic and cruise. And they were going to compile so many missiles and drones that they were going to turn to America and Israel and say, we're restarting our nuclear weapons program. And if you try to stop us, we're going to destroy the rest of the Middle East. And by the way, our missiles can now reach London and Paris and Germany.
And
Berlin.
you saw a report that
I've
said
seen
that?
the intelligence.
Okay.
And President Trump was faced, well, do I let them continue? He had already bombed some of their nuclear facilities. But he was faced with the decision, do I let them get to the point where they have so many missiles and drones, ballistic and cruise, that they could destroy the Middle East, that they could hit London, that they might even be able to hit the United States, or do I go in to stop them? And he did.
Right.
I wonder if that classified information, I wonder if he ever got any of them on the Epstein files. I wonder what they said about that in those classified information that he had. I bet they said that there was no famous people getting blowjobs from children. That was not happening there. And I'm pretty sure that probably was happening there quite a bit. I just call it a hunch. I don't have any evidence. This is just an opinion from AVD here. This is not, I can't show you in the book, but here's my opinion is some did do some things with children that they shouldn't. So why do we believe this evidence that you keep bragging about being able to see that we can't see? We can't even see to find all the fucking like inconsistencies. You're not going to find them. You still think Israel's the good guy. How are you going to find the fucking inconsistencies? You're brainwashed just like everyone else. Why would we have to believe you? Take your word for it that, yeah, we had good reason to do this. I don't believe anything the fucking government says. Why would anyone believe the government at this point? How much shit has to go down before you're like, I don't believe anything you say anymore? Because we're to that point. I got to that point like 3 years ago, but you know.
And we haven't destroyed all of their missiles. But if you go to Iran today,
what's up, Dave?
their whole swaths of Iran
to see you,
will
bro.
look like something out of Mad Max 4.
I was hoping you'd stop in.
I mean, we destroyed the public sector, the private, some big portions of the private sector. Didn't want to do it. It'll take them 20 years to recover. I mean, our military, I'm not going to bubble wrap it. They went in and our military ate them and spit out the bones.
Yeah.
And they are not right now a nuclear threat, but they still have the centrifuges to take their fissile material and make it make a warhead.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that you had seen the intel on that.
We have a basement, an underground room in the Senate that's we call it the skiff. It's completely secure. You can leave all your electronics outside, and I've been briefed all of this by Rubio.
Yeah, I gotta look into that. I'm gonna react to it.
Secretary Rubio, the Joint Chiefs, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs.
And do you trust those guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. John Ratcliffe from the CIA. I trust every single.
I'm telling you, man, I think he's going there to fix things. I don't think he's going there to join the feminism. I'm hoping he's going there to fix the shit we saw in the first debate. Jesus Christ, that girl needs his help.
One of them.
Amen. Okay. Yeah. I'm not in the space. So it's like, it's from our perspective, just as a regular person, you just see all of this stuff. And it seems like so one way. It seems like you were saying, like, you feel like the truth comes through and you know what it is, right? Like we were saying in the beginning or whatever, like what we see and perceive is, okay, this is real, or this is, earnest or whatever, it's like, that's the way that a lot of it seems.
Well,
let me get this note real quick before you go, and sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
This is here: in a controversial deal, Israel's government under Benjamin Netanyahu supported Qatar's payments to Hamas for many years in hope that it would turn Hamas into an effective counterweight to the Palestinian Authority and prevent the establishment of a Palestinian state. So maybe there was some funding, but it wasn't clear on what it was for.
Well, if they gave aid, there's a footnote there. I don't know the authority for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
If they gave aid through Qatar to try to help the people of Gaza, so they wouldn't join up with Hamas, that's a different thing from them supporting Hamas.
Yeah. And what did you look up there? I'm going to look it up one more time.